where does this nightmare land? I've got anima tier list. I've got light tier list. I've got support tier list. I've got far save tier list. Let's get to it. Let's just jump right in. Let's do this thing. Oh, this guy is something. I don't even know. So we've got a colorless beast who gives speed, which is kind of interesting. And first up, I mean, we have Ravager, and once again, I have to take notes. So this is slaying. If HP is greater than 25%, inflicts guard and attack defense -6 in combat. If transformed, you get breath and DC. And if HP is greater than 25% and foe initiates, your damage reduction is 80%. Whew. You see that condenses down nicely, doesn't it? That is something. Let's look at the rest of this kit. This is inflicts attack defense -10. You get damage reduction of 30% off the first hit, because remember, you got 80% off the second hit. And closest foes after the one attacks get shut down. So this is the Sather effect, and this is so interesting. I don't even know. Like that's huge. That is really, really big. Beast follow-up removes the condition to transform. Unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack during combat. That's not as good on this unit as you might think. And then we got attack, defense, far save 3. Okay, the big question. This is an anima mythic, and it has to survive a couple of things. You have to survive, first off, an AoE attack, because that's what ranged nukers. You need to survive an AoE attack. I'm not sure if this unit can do that. It's possible. This is a lot of stuff, but it probably depends on the unit. You have to be able to survive a brave attack. A brave attack, I think this unit does. Like if you think of like Ninja Korin, I think this unit easily survives a brave attack. The 30% damage reduction and everything else that this unit has, and plus you're probably going to run some sort of deflect skill on this unit. I think this unit does just fine. You have to survive effective damage, which maybe we'll see. If you think of like a Deadeye coming at this unit, it's probably not going to go too well. And then you have to survive lethality. This is all as a defensive far savior. And that's the big question. I think you can arrange things to where the others, you can do that. Can this unit survive lethality? And the answer is no if that's the B skill. Like, it has to be a hardy fighter. Has to be. That's just it. I mean, I don't know. There's the transform condition, but I mean, you can get around that stuff. So, in Arena, this unit will be a monster. I never want to see this unit in Arena ever. Bring Wind Sweep, please, or have it charged up if you've actually got a duochrome. If you're lucky enough, I think duochrome takes this unit out nicely. But yeah, I don't even know. Summoner Duels. This unit is the far savior for Summoner Duels. Hands down, this is it. I can't even, like, this unit is going to demolish things in Summoner Duels. It's everything about this unit. This looks like a Summoner Duels unit. Like I have my doubts about being an anima mythic, although I think this unit will be good there. But in Summoner Duels, this unit will just bust things up. In Aether Raids, it's a question mark. I need to see how this unit performs. Summoners, we're going to get to it, but there are a lot of question marks about this unit and how well this unit performs. Like, if you can get Miracle on this unit, I mean, you've got Slaying. Like, Miracle would be really good. But I mean, Miracle's not going to be good in Aether Raids, though. You got to worry about turn 1. And then we get a second Mythic. And what is this? I don't even know. So this is Gotoh, colorless tome infantry. I have beef with this unit. I have quite a bit of beef with this unit. So we've got Brilliant Star. This is slaying. If HP is greater than 25% to unit and allies within 2 spaces, you get defense res +6 and AoE damage reduction equals 80%. That's drive AoE. That is nuts. Again, this feels like they're really pointing towards summoner duels, but I'm not sure how you fit this unit in. I mean, honestly, I don't know. So yeah, this unit is a big question mark. I'm curious to see how people use him. I don't know that I like him. Let's get to the rest of the thing. If HP is greater than 25%, inflicts attack res -6 during combat, you get lull attack res, neutralizes follow-up prevention, and restores 7 HP after combat. That's all nice, but I mean, as a nuke, Gifts of Magic. If initiates or foe's range equals 2, inflicts attack res -10, you get a guaranteed follow-up. If unit receives consecutive attacks, you get damage reduction to 80% for second attack onward. That's a lot. And if foes with 2 range initiate, inflicts force desperation. So remember way back when. This is the Ike effect here. And it's okay. The problem is, of course, if you have any kind of damage piercing, like enclosure that Veronica just had, or Deadeye, or lethality. I mean, this just laughs at it, right? Or it laughs at this. So this is a lot of damage reduction that we've already seen isn't 100% effective. It's still neat and it's good. I mean, it's good that this unit has support. Keep in mind, area of effect weapons aren't very popular in dark defenses because saviors were so common that if you came in, I mean, you could always position yourself away from those. Now we do have Embla, and Embla has rearranged things, but still, I mean, the problem with Embla is feud. So Embla shuts this down. So you would like this on your Omni tank, right? Like say Dimitri. A great way to take him out is Sonya. Sonya comes in, AoEs the crap out of him. Brave Dimitri goes away. So you stick this unit behind him, and suddenly Sonya is not so good anymore. Great, right? But then you stick Embla behind Sonya, and this doesn't help anyone. So I'm conflicted with this. I'm not a huge fan of this design. I don't feel like it solves a problem in Light Season, which is things are hard right now. We do get Guard 4. Guard 4 looks pretty great. Start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, inflicts attack -4 and special cooldown charge -1 on foe per attack during combat, and reduces damage from foe's first attack during combat by 30%. That's nice. Like the 30% reduction is nice. I think that'll be good on some other units. I'm just like, you don't tank with this unit, right? I mean, in Light Season, you're not going to tank with this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can send this unit out and just wreck stuff. But I mean, you have a lot of offensive melee units in Light Season, namely Embla. Embla herself will probably come in and just smack this unit. Not to mention inflict feud on him and keep saviors from helping him out. I just like, this doesn't feel balanced to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm not giving this unit enough credit. If you think I'm not giving this unit enough credit, comment below. I would love to hear your ideas. In Arena, I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. He won't score well enough, and I don't think there are no area of effect weapons except for Lilina, and that's just not worth this unit. In Summoner Duels, there is a place for this unit because AoEs are so dominant in that mode. I just don't know if this is the answer you're looking for. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the answer we're looking for, but I'm not seeing it. And in Aether Raids, I mean, definitely in Aether Raids. I think this is an Aether Raids unit. Through and through. I just think of you go back and you think of Duo Thor and all the things that unit does to be a good Summoner Duels unit. And this does not solve enough of those things to be really considered top tier. But we'll discuss tiers here in just a second. I want to just go over and look at the units. Oh, I didn't see the animation. Oh, I love these new animations. Keep them coming, IS. You've been doing a fantastic job. So that's showing the unit attacking in. This unit will have high res because, Iceberg. Which is great. These are two very neat units. I love the gimmick. I love that they're being creative. I can't complain about that. I'm just not sure Gotoh's gimmick solves the problem we need. All of these units look fantastic. As always, that's kind of true. Let's just dive right in and look at value here. Summoners. Okay, first is obviously colorless. Arvel's amazing, a really, really good unit in multiple different modes. Can hit hard in Summoner Duels, can really both support and wreck stuff in Aether Raids on Aether Raids defense. This is a great unit. We've got Fomortiis, who I think is very, very good. We'll talk about him in just a second. And then we've got Gotoh, who, despite me being down on this unit, it's more comparatively to Embla that I'm down on this unit. I don't think this is the same level of good that Embla was. But next up we have Red. I think Veronica is one of the premier nukes right now. Leaf, rearmed Leaf. It's always nice to have a rearmed hero to be able to pass around fodder. I think Leaf as a unit is underrated. I think he's very, very good. And then you've got Reagan, who is still an amazing Astro Mythic for all the things she can do. Okay, there are high spots. I've got 2 4s here in blue and green. In other words, I would not consider these areas that you'd summon for. That being said, Monica is a very, very good unit. And Hilda is good too. It's just Dimitri has already been on a special heroes banner. I mean, it's, you know what I mean? Uller, I am not very high on Uller. She's just not my favorite. I am very low on Freya and Edelgard. Like, I probably should have labeled them 4 and 5. I do not summon green. That's just not the place you want to be. Colorless is the place you want to be, and if you're going for Veronica, you could come up with worse shares than this. Like picking up an Astro Mythic and a Wind Legendary is not bad at all. As far as the bottom, you've got 2 Arvels, 2 Anima Mythics, and 1 Light. That's as far as a seasonal share, that's not amazing, but I think the units themselves are very good. Let's move right into the tier list and start talking about these. And first, I want to talk about light mythics. And man, I've gone back and forth on this. So I have raised Asker up from my initial impression of him, which I actually put him in tier 1. And keep in mind, at the time, we just didn't need anything but saviors. Like, it wasn't a necessity to use Gale Force. I think he is amazing on Gale Force teams. I think that's where he shines. And the thing is, that has become something that is a huge part of what you need to do in light season to survive. So because of that, I think his value goes up. Still a huge fan of Ashe. I still think Peony is just the best. Because she's a mythic, because you have to use her in that mode, I think this is her spot. I think you build a team. I think she's the first mythic you get. Still, to this day, first mythic you get, Peony, period. Gotoh. I could be wrong on this, guys. I really, really could. But as of just right now, I'm not seeing Gotoh really standing out compared to all of the many things we have. He's not doing it for me. That's not to say he's bad. Tier 0 is still very good. And keep in mind, I'm very high on Dogger. I'm higher than most on Milla, although she is aging just because, again, Gale Force is becoming a priority. That's why I like Dogger. She enables both mobility and can run Gale Force very well, although she does take a lot of merges. I think Air is an excellent support, although she's kind of limited. And again, it's kind of the same thing with Uller. Like, she fulfills a niche, but I other than that, she's not really a premier nuke or a premier support unit, and it drops her very low. And then we've got Freya. I know a lot of Freya fans. You've been talking to me. Hey, good or fine. Good or fine, good remix. I'm hoping for this unit. I'm hoping she doesn't get the Sothis treatment. Let's move on. So we're talking about supports. This is about where I've got Gotoh. I definitely don't think he's an Elamine, Sather, or Duo Asker level. He's certainly not a Katria or Duo Thor level. I'd put him in tier 2. Keep in mind, these are very good units. Medius is amazing on anima defense, dark defense, and Duo Dogger is one of my favorites, and still I think one of my favorite investments as a unit. So these are good units. I don't see him any higher than that tier 2. That's that's all. And I could be wrong. I was wrong on Asker. The meta shifted and suddenly became very dependent on, oh no, they're about to feed us a whole bunch of AoE units, aren't they? That's exactly what they're going to do. Okay, if that happens, if you see a ton of AoE things coming through, watch out, because that will change things for this unit quite a bit. But yeah, the tier 3 are truly niche units who really do some amazing things, but they're very yeah, they have their niche, and that's about it. I might get some. Okay, Anima Mythic tier list. I mean, we start at the bottom. Leaf is easy. I think Thrasher is about to get a remix and about to be better, so I think she might climb. Odor and Ceros, I'm not a huge fan of, although they can be used. I'm not seeing it. Tier 1, Mira. Man, we went back and forth on this unit. Depending on the day or your defense, more importantly, I could put this unit in tier 0 at the bottom. I think this unit, because she's a dancer and a mythic, so she's giving stats and she's giving res, which is very important. So she's giving stats and can dance as a mythic, is huge. But I'm not sure she does as much as Arvel and Fomortiis. And this Fomortiis has a huge asterisk, and I have to get him in the Sims. If he can survive without mythic support for brave weapons, AoEs, and lethality, if he can do those 3, if you can get him to a point where he actually survives those on turn 1, this is an amazing unit and goes like we should create another tier for him. I'm just not sure he does that outside of his bonus season. Bonus season is probably a little different, but right now, I think this is going to be a good unit. I think there are going to be folks who know how to use this unit and do well with him. For now, though, I've got him below Arvel. That could change. I do want to look at him in terms of Far Saviors. So that was in Mythics. This is more of a pure, how well does this unit do versus... This unit has not only good stats, damage reduction, the ability to run Hardy Fighter, does have the knock on it because he's a beast unit. And that's, as you Kanagis fans know, Kanagis is very good, but can have some trouble with transformations. But this unit just does a lot. I fully think that this is a power crept Kanagis. I think this unit is amazing. The fact that Kanagis is blessable you might be able to flop those, but I'm more looking at performance here. And I think this unit just absolutely is amazing. We talked a little bit earlier about a miracle build. If you can get that in Summoner Duels with the slang, shouldn't be just impossible, especially with like Duo Asker and like right now you have Quick Draw. So like turn 2, he'd have Miracle up. And I mean, just imagine like that taking an action away is huge, huge. So yeah, I mean, this unit hits on Friday. You might want to get your runs in before this unit hits because the Summoner Duels is going to be rough. I don't know what else to tell you. That's just it. This unit is going to be tough. I know I I went around in circles. This unit is very, very good. I'm a huge fan. These others, keep in mind, like Rearmed Robin is good in places in Summoner Duels, but I think is amazing in Aether Raids. I think she really does a lot, and it feels like with the red the red menace that has hit us all, that Ithune, I was about to drop her down to tier 1, and then all the reds happened and she bumped back up into the meta. So I think these are your meta far saves. I will probably drop one out just for graphic purposes. Again, this is just a sampling. So I generally like to have I generally like to have units that represent their tier as opposed to just everyone in there. I'll probably be dropping one out soon. I want to see how Fomortiis does. I am so curious. I'm such a sucker for far saves. Such a sucker. I swear. I don't I have a problem. I need to stop. But yeah, I really, really like this unit as a pure far save. And summoners, let me know who you're summoning for. Let me know what you think of the banner. Are you excited? Are you scared? I'm going to leave a link to the meta report that I just did because I think a lot of this you can see what exactly is going on. Go check that out. Summoners, take care and schedule an appointment with your FEHologist real soon.